Yeah, ow, ow, my asshole fell out. Yeah, hi. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your early morning, somewhat late out of date review. I wanted to review this show, yes, last night, but I slipped and fell to this bed because of how garbage this show was. But to be fair, I was also busy. I knew the show was not going to be that exciting, so I ended up like going out while having the show on my phone, and I decided to just hang out with my buds, playing pool. Um, the fact that one thing that happened on your show, that was probably the best thing of your show, and it was a botch. I don't know what to tell you, but like that's just the state of wrestling now, of how bad it is that a botch have to be the saving grace and the main talking point of this garbage show. Oh, but the Gunter Carmelo Hayes match was pretty good. No, we're gonna talk about it. But anyways, yeah, grab your Coca-Colas, drink your magnificently, but make the bitches go, oh shit, oh shit. Let's talk about it there, shall we? Alright. Cheers. Alright, let's talk about it. So the show started with Roman Reigns. He just says, OKC, acknowledge me. Get it, OTC, but then OKC, because get it, it's Oklahoma City. Oh, whoa, I don't care. I don't know, I just think it's whatever. But then Cody Rhodes came out or whatever. Yeah, they wasted their time. They wasted their time for like the first 6 minutes, or even 10 minutes, in fact. To show a recap of last week. And then Roman Reigns just came out and says 3 words, and then, yeah. Cody Rhodes says, oh, Oklahoma City, what you want to talk about? Admittedly, I would thought this is different. I acknowledge about the man of your word, but, you know, you gave me your word last month. It was a match, but this is war. So they mentioned last year how they teamed up together, but this time it's war. And I told everyone who listened that I was involved with war games. I guess, just like everyone else, what is it for you? Roman Reigns then says that, you know, last time I checked, I've been in this war, and you're just now joining. And this is the thing, I don't like you, don't like me, but we don't know each other that well. I mean, the fact that you guys been wrestling each other for like 2 years, and apparently, you know, you were Dusty's, one of Dusty's trained children. So much for like not knowing Cody very well. You know, didn't they make that a thing where Cody, like, that Dusty Rhodes trained Roman Reigns to be the star he is? And shit like that? And now, apparently Cody and Roman don't know each other very well, supposedly? Whatever. I don't know. I don't know. He then says, like, you know, what we do know is that, he says that, what we do know is, that, you know, we care about family. You know, I'm in this because it's my family, my family. That's my family. This ring's my family. I love my Samoan family. Everything is family to Roman Reigns. You know, the whole like jokes that like, oh, you know, yo Dean, you're my family. The Usos, they're my family. That Ty's my family. It's my big Samoan family. Everything is family to Roman Reigns. Even this laptop is apparently the family of Roman Reigns. Whatever. The Usos are my family. They're my bloodline. I've been invested because of my Usos. And I'll be able to see that investment through. I thought you don't want to see them till Christmas. But whatever. Cody Rhodes says, okay, understood. They're welcome to my team. So apparently it's then CM Punk came out. It says your team. I heard like guys are great to be alive in Oklahoma City. Is like great, more pandering. Yeah, that's what we need. More pandering. Just annoying with the idea. Again, this is Oklahoma City. Why does that fucking matter? If memory serves me right, back in the day, it didn't matter what city you're in. You just did your fucking show and you do it well. Not freaking try to pander like a fucking glorified house show you are. Unfortunately, that's what the shows are. They're glorified house shows because there are no house shows. I mean, I would think the fact that there's no house shows, it would mean that better quality shows, it gives the wrestlers that have a time off and do better quality shows. And maybe that's also probably the reason why the prices would be a little higher because there's like more demand than, you know, a dumb house show there where people don't really give a fuck. But unfortunately, this fucking company, rather than doing interesting, cool television, they're just doing dumb, fucking lazy, nonsensical booking with no real good stories. I don't know. Whatever. You can tell this entire War Games match has been rushed just for the sake of happening. Because they need a fucking War Games, but there's also not an ounce of real good big story going on for like the Vision versus the good guys. Aside from just hatred, like sure with affiliation with Rollins, why else do they hate each other when they all kind of beat them? Like Roman, Punk, Uso, they all beat freaking Braun Breaker and shit. Why we gotta continue seeing this? Whatever. This is just like continuing this based off nothing. CM Punk just says like, oh, I'm stealing your best material, but listen, there's a special occasion about this. Occasion is the Major League Sports team. This is an all-star team. How is this an all-star team? Okay, maybe actually, like in terms of now, maybe in this current satellite generation, this is a little all-star team, sure. But at the same time, how is it really a true all-star team when, like, what? Cena's not in the fucking War Games match. Freaking Rollins was supposed to be, but he got taken out because, you know, he's injured and shit. And you have Jimmy Uso in this fucking match. I don't hate Jimmy, but, like, why? How is he really an all-star? He's like a Genetti. Whatever. You know, when you think of all-star, you think of actually, like, big stars. But unfortunately, yeah, they're really using the all-star team to, like, you know, to making it a little bit of dumb irrelevancy. When in reality, these are not your all-star wrestlers. But whatever. Unfortunately, this is the state of wrestling where this is how bad it is now. And you're lucky you have still Lesnar arrangement. By the time Cena retires, you still have, like, Punk. Maybe Orton, but even with Orton, like, that's the thing. You want an all-star team, why isn't Orton in this fucking match? You know? When you're talking about star power or all-star team or whatever, like, or you want to talk about stars you have, you're lucky you only have a handful of people, but they are not the same big draw as Cena is. Oh, but they sold Madison Square Garden months ago or whatever. Guess what? Based on the heel turn of John Cena, that people were hoping to see Cena there. That's why they got the fucking ticket. Guess what? Cena didn't even appear on that fucking Madison Square Garden. They decided to redo that whole bullshit because, you know, that's why they did Madison Square Garden last week. Because, you know, it's Cena's last, like, what? It's Cena's last year, and they need to have a Madison Square Garden moment. So, they had a remake for that because what? They didn't get to have Cena at Madison Square Garden early in the year, and I'm pretty sure that made people lose interest and faith to not really want to go to the show because if literally after Cena's heel turn, big heel turn, he doesn't show up at Madison Square Garden. What does that fucking tell you? So I don't know. This show will suffer. Like, you really got hope, like, hey, Lesnar's gonna be on every show, Roman's gotta be on every show, whatever, but that's not gonna happen, because this fucking shit sucks. And they don't care about writing, and again, that means they will have to pay freaking Lesnar Reigns, like, huge bunks of cash. And that will cost them, you know, from, I don't know. Even though that'll be worth it. Maybe people actually would fucking give a shit to watch the show, but whatever. Roman then says, whatever. Not Cody. Fucking Punk says like, "This is All-Star Steve, but I'm just here to say that I'm glad Cody got your word. But me personally, I don't need your word because I figured that you and I were cool. I remember last year when I saved your life, and then Roman Reigns says, saved your life, but then you ruined it." Which I don't know. Whatever. Then Punk says, "Oh, I ruined your life and give you a reason to stab me in the back, but honestly, I'm not worried about that because if you stab me in the back Saturday War Games, you're stabbing your cousin in the back, and Roman Reigns wouldn't be mean to his own family," kind of, referring to how he was as the tribal chief and whatever. And Cody Rhodes says, "Hey, you already said it. We're all on the same team, Punk. So get it? There's a little dissension between this fucking stupid. So like." Unfortunately, we gotta do the whole cliche, can they coexist bullshit. So get it? There's dissension between the baby faces. Can they coexist for War Games? So this is like, unfortunately, the only story that they're really doing. Is that can they coexist? The most overdone, most boring, most dumb fucking story you could ever do. And unfortunately, that's what they decided to go ahead with this shit, so. Whatever. Punk says, "It's your, and you said it was your team. Did I hear that? Did I hear, welcome to my team, as you extend a Harley handshake to Roman Reigns? Last time I checked, this is a SmackDown. It is like the USA where this is Monday night. This is Netflix. You can be the quarterback on Friday, but here I'm the champ, and the C is CM Punk, and stands for captain." So great, they're the dissension. Who's captain or whatnot? And not only that, like, at the same time, they basically buried SmackDown. They basically fucking buried SmackDown with this fucking line saying, "Oh, you can go to SmackDown," like it's fucking irrelevant, for God's sake. So, like, what's the fucking point to care about SmackDown now? They basically buried SmackDown. Oh, this is Netflix, not the USA Network. I don't give a fuck what channel you are. Both shows fucking are dreadful. And I understand, like, last week, compared to last week, by the way, last week was such a better show compared to this. But obviously, not just because it's Madison Square Garden, but, like, it goes to show that WWE has a little bit effort they can do. But unfortunately, they did not seem to put the effort as they did as this week. But considering you want to talk about star power and all-stars, part of it, let's be honest, was Cena. Watch what will happen now when you have Cena completely retired now. You're gonna fucking suffer big time. Like, I love Lesnar, still a draw. Roman, not as big as a draw, but still somewhat a draw. When they are gone too, boy, you're gonna be suffering succotash. Roman just says, why don't you pull them out and measure them now? So get it? A dick measuring contest? It's very edgy. Roman's being very edgy there, John. I mean, this is ridiculous. Here's the thing. I don't care if you're Team Punk. I don't care if Team Cody. I don't care if it's your team, like referring to both of them. It doesn't matter which team it is. I don't like you. I was told I don't like you. And the only we agree, I hate Paul, him, I, division. That's my word, and that's my promise. And if I hate him more than I hate you, then since we're being honest tonight, that title will look much better on my shoulders. So there's like, oh, which titles is he talking about? And Steve Punk says, oh, I think he's referring to you. Obviously, this is planting seeds for a future title match with Roman, which I have no problem with. It's just the end of the day, will it be exciting? Or are they actually gonna make people care? Like, at the end of the day, if you know, fuck it, just fucking combine the titles and have all three face Roman. Because who the fuck? Why do we need one world champion? I mean, two world champions. Like, you know, I don't understand. I keep saying that, but that's not gonna happen. Because we need a crown jewel or something, you know. Because that's their lame excuse now. They can't combine the champions because they gotta do crown jewel championship bullshit. Whatever. And we see the vision backstage. Paul Heyman reminds McIntyre he's still suspended, but I need you to, I got you because, the advantage. And if you walk out a door, it says all the wrong things, you'll be you'll be removed from the arena. You got to prove that you could be the best, blah, 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 blah. And then Logan Paul says, like, who's going to... So apparently it's a tag match for this stupid advantage match. Wow, Whippy, an advantage match. Like that doesn't any fucking difference. It just means that you can enter first. All your teams can enter first and the other team all at once or something. Whatever. If you want to make people care about an advantage, okay? I'm tired of this fucking advantage idea because it's just really not much an advantage if you really think about it, and it's so predictable, and who cares? You want to make people care about an advantage? Here's an idea for an advantage for War Games, Blood and Guts, or whatever the fuck. First of all, I'm tired of War Games having no roof. I will give credit to freaking AEW's Blood and Guts. I like their cage match better because it at least has a roof. It actually is similar to the War Games match, right? And it doesn't have a dumb idea where if you over the top, you surrender. What? So if some person falls over the fucking top of the cage, they surrender immediately? What kind of dumb shit is that? And it's just an excuse for all the flippers to flip around, which is just dumb. It would be cool to see like a brawl on top of the cage. This actual chaos War Games. I have no problem with pinfalls, by the way. They should keep the pinfalls. But my idea, if you want to have an advantage in War Games, what you should do with the War Games match is, like, if you're going to do an advantage, the advantage should be, and since it's Survivor Series, why not add eliminations? Why we got, like, the idea of Survivor Series is, like, eliminations and shit. Why not have eliminations? And the advantage idea could be if you win the advantage, rather than waiting for everybody to be in the fucking ring, the winning team with the advantage can freaking just pin, not only maybe they enter first, they have the opportunity to basically win the match, anytime. Like, they could pin anybody at, the other team before whatever. Or, just like this, you could basically, like, if you're not going to do eliminations, or whatever, you could basically, your team can win anytime before the entire team shows up from the other team. That to me is much more of an advantage, okay? Because this is just like, get it, oh, this team joins in first, and then we gotta wait till everybody fights, and blah, 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 and they're gonna bring weapons, Like, I love weapons, but my god, oh yeah, they're gonna bring them to us, Maggle. Like, you're just gonna overuse them. Like, you're kind of also forgetting the idea of War Game. I mean, and also that's a problem. Like, maybe weapons would be cool to have if, like, you could actually also go outside of the cage. Why we gotta be stuck in a fucking stupid cage? And you can get disqualified for that when it's a no disqualification match, whatever. But that's just my idea. That's more an advantage, by the way. So that was my little bit of rant about that. But regardless, so yeah, Logan Paul, he says, Brock Lesnar should be teaming up with McIntyre. And I'm like, Logan Paul, I gotta advise you that Brock Lesnar's actually not happy about what happened last week with Roman Reigns. So instead, it'll be somebody else. And then, like, Logan Paul's deciding, like, who is it? Blah, blah, blah. Is it gonna be you? But then it's like, is it me? That's correct. And then he's all of a sudden okay with it, whatever. So much for being some cookie shit, like a scared heel or whatever. I mean, whatever. It is what it is. At least he's better than whole, like, a wrestler being scared to have a match cliche. Because at the end of the day, like, why are you a wrestler, right? First match, Gunter defeats Carmelo Hayes. Okay, I gotta talk about this match. I'm fine with Gunter winning. I'm not surprised that he won. A lot of smarks are angry that why Carmelo didn't win. He should face Cena. I don't know. Gunter's like a former world champion. Gunter looks like a wrestler compared to Carmelo Hayes. This match Listen, Carmelo Hayes is overrated. Okay, I'm gonna be going on to say that this guy is just literally the small black fucking midget that people want to pretend, or these black wrestling fans want to act like he's so good. Man, he's good as shit, man. Why you get Bush to be fucking John Cena's opponent, man? Shit, what's going on, bruh? Damn, that's some black on black crown right there, bruh. Like, shut up. Okay, who the fuck cares about Carmelo? Yo, he can cook, bruh. Man, he cook. Like, first of all, stop with this, gents. This is, like, what makes Carmelo Hayes different than a Javon Evans, a freaking, who else? What makes him different than also a Leon Slater, or freaking, so many other black fucking wrestlers in this fucking roster, you know? Carmelo Hayes, is literally just okay. I don't hate the guy, but like to act like this guy is some future star is a joke. He's not a star. This guy is like 5 foot, like fucking 5 feet, a fucking midget, and the fact that this guy had a 50-50 match against Gunter is ridiculous. How does that make any sense, by the way, for a guy like Gunter? This is why, okay, I like Gunter, and I do think compared to sadly everybody, he's better. And sure, I'm not surprised that he's gonna be the one facing Cena. But the fact that Gunter is like selling to Carmelo Hayes when this match should have been like a minute is ridiculous. Oh, but this match cooked, bro. This match cooked. All Carmelo needs to do is just have good matches. So apparently that's better. Having good matches, which are not matches that you're gonna remember anyways. So how is it really a good match? So apparently having good matches with no story, whatever, that's all Carmelo needs to do, be a good athlete, good performer. Like, what's Carmelo's character? Like, oh, he's just like every fucking black guy in this fucking company. Carmelo Hayes is literally a fucking jobber. He wouldn't have survived in the Attitude Era, you fucking dumb fucks. This guy is a fucking jobber! With fake prestige from NXT and all that kind of shit. Like, Trick Williams is better than Carmelo Hayes. Okay? Obafemi is better than Carmelo Hayes. So you can't say, oh, you're just racist. And so what if I am? Well, you gonna get mad, bruh? Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, who cares? Okay, I'm racist. Nah, I'm really not, though. Whatever. Does that fucking matter? Like, what, are you gonna fucking tickle your fucking foreskins? Like, oh yeah, you're racist and shit. Y'all just weird. Y'all just fucking like fucking retard. Y'all just like losers because y'all resemble them. That's the thing. God damn. Carmelo Hayes. Like, Obafemi actually looks like a star. Freaking Trick Williams. More of a star than Carmelo Hayes. More talented, if anything. Carmelo Hayes is just literally just no different than your typical indie midget who does flips and kicks. It's just he's black. And I'm assuming all the black wrestling fans can pretend to like the guy because, you know, he represent us, bruh. We were kings once, bruh. Shit. I don't give a fuck. Okay? I don't care. Carmelo Hayes stinks. He's not this great star as people act like should be. He's not. Oh, like really, you want him to defeat the greatest of all time, Cena? Even I'm not saying he's the greatest of all time, but you know, but like, come on, you want him to defeat Super Cena? At least Gunter with his prestige has defeat Goldberg. While I don't really want to see Gunter beat Cena or dethrone him or whatever, not that I really care for that. But at least, like, you know, he actually resembles a star. But again, this ruins Gunter's prestige. Why is Gunter selling to Carmelo Hayes? Why is he freaking looking, like, why are we going 50-50? Why is he selling over Carmelo Hayes? Like, why, like, they're acting like Carmelo Hayes could beat up Gunter. How does that make any fucking sense? In a real fight, Gunter would probably smack the shit out of this guy. It would knock out Carmelo. But unfortunately, we live in this stupid fucking era of wrestling where we got a 50-50 book a wrestler and that ruins their stock. But we gotta make, because get it? It makes both men look strong. It helped Carmelo Hayes. But yet, at the same time, you hurt Gunter's prestige. And unfortunately, it's been hurt before. This is no different. Gunter, even as the World Heavyweight Champion, sold like Axiom and Nathan Frazier's and all these fucking indie midget wrestlers. All these vanilla midgets. And that ruins his prestige. And that's why I don't really give a fuck about Gunter. Because you make him look like a joke. Why are you doing this? Just for the sake of having a good match. When it's not really a good match if you really think about it. I didn't really care for this match. I know Smarks pretend this match was good. Because get it? This match was 20 minutes and long. And they did a bunch of fucking flips and whatever. Like, Carmelo did a bunch of flips and whatever. You know, did a bunch of tornado DDTs and shit. Like, how is that exciting? This was not a good match as people claim it is. This was not. It's just this dumb, unrealistic, dumb booking. It was a dumb match. It didn't make me draw. I did not care for the outcome. I just thought, like, this was dumb. Liking a guy just because he does flips and kicks and whatever, and because he's black doesn't mean he's good, you fucking retards. And I hate that, like, this is where I will have to defend Triple H. I hate Triple H. Well, I don't hate him. I just dislike his fucking booking. Triple H, regardless, is one of the best wrestlers no matter what. There's not a lot of good black wrestlers in WWE. Let's be for real. There's not. That's why you don't see these black talents showcased. It's not WWE being racist and all that kind of shit. It's just a lot of these wrestlers of color are not good. Obafemi is good. Trick Williams is good. R-Truth, probably the most funniest black wrestler you could ever see. Those are the only guys that we can care for. And they're a little bit unique. Every other black wrestler is just getting, me, I'm using Gen Cena terms and shit, bruh. You know, yeah, man, we gon' fight that ass, man. Fuck tight shit, bruh. Shit tight, y'all feeling me? Like, I'm more gangster than these fuckers. I'm from Jamaica, Queens. Yeah, you gonna react like, oh, yo, man, I grew up from the hood, bruh. Shit, you don't know how tough this shit, man. I don't give a fuck. I don't care how tough it has been for you. I want fucking larger-than-life characters. You are just, again, you're just using dumb gay Gen Z terms, and I don't care. What makes Javon Evans excited? Oh, because, oh, yo, man, your boy's bouncy as fuck. Yeah, he's just bouncing on some fucking 10-inch penises. Yeah, like, I give a fuck. Yeah, you're playing the field. I hear you. You're going underground. Yeah, you know, you enjoy that underground session from the dark alley. Okay. Doesn't help that it's so dark to see. But at the end of the day, like, who fucking cares? Like, I don't care that how hard this shit is. Like, look at Vince Russo when he confronted a wrestler about her stupid promo. I don't care how tough it is. I care about larger-than-life characters. What makes you unique? And Carmelo Hayes is literally no different than a lot of fucking black wrestlers that with these Gen Z terms and shit. Okay? They're just, oh, yo, man, I'm black. Ooh. Okay. Whatever. So what if you're black? I'm black too. I mean, I am black, man. I'm fucking Guyanese, okay? Hi shit. Alright, let's fucking, like, talk about this garbage more. But yeah, Carmelo Hayes overrated, okay? I don't know why, like, we gotta pretend, like, oh, Carmelo Hayes, yo, he's great and shit, man. Like, Gunter doing power moves. And yeah, you have Carmelo Hayes kicking out at 2. How does that make any fucking sense? Whatever. Gunter should not be fucking, like, you know, losing. Or, like, looking like a joke. We then see CM Punk still bickering with Roman and Cody backstage, supposedly. And then, eventually, we see the Uso. They decide to volunteer as tribute for the advantage match. Why is it a tag match? I don't fucking know. Do I care? We then see John Cena reflects getting injured, and coming back and blah blah blah. That was like some little reflections. It's a build up for that sit-down interview that they're gonna release the same week as Cena's retirement. Then we see Dominic Mysterio. He speaks in Spanish and whatever the fuck, and no one cares. And then like, Cena, I'm gonna take my title back to my hometown, and I don't blame you not wanting to come to this dump or whatever. And then Cena's music hits, and it took a long time after. And you could tell like this was a fake when they took long. Like if you really wanted to fool people, You should have had like the wrestler fucking just come out loud, and actually like they so you could tell this was a fake moment, unfortunately. Even though like I don't hate it, but at the same it's heel work, but at the same time whatever. So instead of John Cena, we had John Micro Cena or whatever. We had Micro Cena. So we had a midget. A lot of people are saying this is like Vince McMahon's humor, which it's not hard to see that, yeah, it pretty much is. But like, it's not, I mean, if it works, it works. I mean, I didn't care for it, but at the same time, I didn't hate it. Like, if you're not gonna have Cena there, even though, like, yeah, it's kind of saying fuck you to the fans. You're too good not to get Cena anymore. He's only now exclusive for 2 more shows. Like, okay. But yeah, they had like a Micro Cena. He's a midget. He acts like Cena. Spice Beach. I'm gonna beat you at Survivor Series and whatever. I mean, but it's like what? It's like more squealy. Spice Beach. Yeah, I'm gonna beat you at Survivor Series and whatever. And then Dominic then says sticks to the script. So I'll get it. It's not the real Cena. But apparently, we're supposed to believe this midget is like acting like Cena. Think he's Cena now. Whatever. He had like a mini cameraman stew, whatever. He couldn't get in the ring. And then, yeah. I don't hate this. Apparently, for Vince McMahon humor, I mean, hey, what does that tell you about Triple H? For you people that hate on Vince McMahon and Triple H is doing, what does that tell you? I don't know. I mean, after all, Vince McMahon did teach Triple H, so I don't understand why you guys like have to fake praise Triple H before when the guy learned from Vince McMahon. So all the NXT Black and Gold shit was because of Vince McMahon in theory. Whatever. So we got Micro Cena. He acts like Cena, and then he gets beaten up by Dominic. Dominic does a 5-knuckle shuffle and a frog splash, and then Rey Mysterio, for some reason, to represent all the micro men in the world, makes the save. How unrealistic that a father hates his son now? Even if a father would still have a little bit of heart to not fucking beat up his own fucking son. You know what I mean? But whatever. Whatever. They want to do... I don't know. So yeah, Micro Cena got beat up, and then we got Rey Mysterio beating up JD McDuffie and McGee because the Judgment Day came out. They had a stupid scheduled match that no one cares for. Oh, push JD McDuffie head. He had a competitive match with what's his stupid name, with Malfoy. Is that how people think that people get over? By having a long, good match? Like, how does that make any sense? That's like giving a participation trophy to a loser. Like, do we need participation trophies? That's apparently what makes a star now. That's how bad we have gotten as a wrestling fan, or wrestling in general, where we think people should be, awarded because they work hard, they fight, they hard or whatever. But that logic, we should get Duke the Dumpster the fucking award for the biggest piece of shit pedophile garbage that he is. He participated. But he definitely participated in fucking weird ass fucking pedo shit. We should award fucking, in more lighter terms, we should award the Goon for working hard, or the Brooklyn Brawler. I forgot that Duke the Dumpster was trying to get dupes of child shit. Like, fuck you, rot in hell. For some reason, Timothée Chalamet is going to be the special guest of Cody. What do you want to talk about? I'm sure they're going to proceed to have gay sex because the fucking men of fight, like more zesty men getting together. And AJ Lee will be joining Stephanie's podcast, whatever. Backstage, we see Raquel in her office, and she's upset about Nikki Bella getting a title shot and whatever, and who cares. And then the New Day, they join the conversation how they're the best tag team in the world. They should get title shot, and they get a title shot for God knows what reason, for no reason. The New Day have not been like on TV for God knows what. And keep in mind, it's almost gonna be 10 years. I mean, or not 10, it's over 10 years, it's 11. Keep in mind, last year, the New Day had their big heel turn on Big E. and nothing has came from it. What a joke of that heel turn with the New Day, by the way. Look at it now, a year later, and the New Day have amounted to nothing from that heel turn. What a biggest flop that you could ever do for Kofi and Xavier to turn on Big E like that, and then now like look at the state. Like, what's the fucking point? No different than what happened. This is why I knew Cena's heel turn was gonna be a joke. If the New Day heel turn sucked, you really think they're gonna fucking book a good John Cena heel turn? I don't think so. We then see Brock Lesnar arrives, and they enter Paul Heyman's locker room or whatever. So I like that they teased a little bit of Lesnar being on the show, and you know, it makes you think what he's gonna do on the fucking show, whatever. So credit to that. That was like one of the only things that, like, hey, I'm happy they're doing stuff like that on this show. Good, we should do more of that. Then Becky Lynch comes out with the female war games. Again, they're like, oh, I have lawyers looking into what happened last week on Monday, but I can't talk about it. But you know, I have assembled a great all-star team. Like, what is this talking about all-star team? You are not all-stars, especially with the women. This is not even an all-star team for the women at all. I mean, enough with this. Enough with this gay all-star team verbiage. You're not an all-star team. You're garbage. You're garbage, for God's sakes. Whatever. Becky Lynch praising Nia Jax, like, you know, this was the only woman to break my face, and she, you know, with my beautiful long, cheeky face, but you know, that Lucky Ripley or whatever. You know, the last legend, long legs or whatever for a black woman. She likes dog meat. Then these chinks, they're just Asian crazy, whatever. And then I'm just, I'm an all-star. I don't fucking care. She's acting like fucking Tony. I don't know. I'm getting the idea she's trying to be Timeless Tony Storm. Like, Timeless Tony Storm, one of the only great gimmicks of a woman in today's wrestling. And then, like, you could tell, like, all the women trying to fucking wish to be her. Because they have, you know, she has talent. They don't really. Whatever. Then we then see all the fucking... Whatever, then all the baby faces of the women came out. AJ Lee says, you know, you should get therapy. It's good for you. What, is her gimmick just saying therapy now? Whatever. Oh yeah, like, yeah, Becky, oh yeah, also said, like, I want to wipe AJ Lee off the history books and whatever. Then AJ Lee, she came out, says, therapy! And, you know, all I know is I'm going to make you bark like a chihuahua. And I'm gonna rip your hair off, and then all the women brawl, and I don't care. This match does not need to be War Games. This is not big enough to be War Games. It doesn't need to be War Games. The third match. Solo Sikoa defeats Penta. Yes, Penta in referee stoppage. So Penta is injured. They would not have ended the match that way. It was similar to what happened with Liv Morgan earlier this year, and it just makes me think, like, wow. All these wrestlers are getting injured, bro. Like, fucking, how many wrestlers are injured now? Or have gotten injured this year? You know, so many wrestlers that are getting injured. And that goes to show the type of style of wrestling they're doing nowadays is hurting them. This is why these wrestlers are getting hurt. Because the type of style they're doing, trying to appeal to these smarky wrestling fans with their flips and kicks. Because unfortunately, that's what pleases these wrestling fans. But it's not even that. It's not even going to be like a long-term, like, happiness. It's not going to lead to them having long-term enjoyment. Because they're going to forget about till the next match. I don't know. Obviously, you know, mistakes can happen and shit. I feel bad for Penta. You know, I don't really care. But at the same time, I wish him the best. Well, when I mean I don't care, I meant, like, you know, I mean, I don't hate him. I don't hate him as a wrestler. I think, like, you know, for a mid-card and maybe a tag team, this guy could be definitely decent for the role. Main eventer, I don't think so. Not at this time right now. But yeah, like, that's kind of sad. We then see John Cena returning from the Madison Square Garden. I mean, shouldn't they have played this moment last week? We were at Madison Square Garden last week. Shouldn't you have played this video package last week? Why are you doing it this week? whatever. I don't fucking know. We get a promo of Rhea Ripley in a spotlight for, and apparently they're gonna do a women's promo for WrestleMania 42. Cause get it, all the fucking stupid feminists and whatever complained that why the men have they're all men video promo of WrestleMania, but not the women. If the men do it, women should do it too. Like, shut up, you fucking stupid feminists. Like, this is why wrestling is dead. All these dumb fucking gay feminists. You know, I'm a feminist, you know? Have sex with me, you know? Like, shut up, fuck off. We get a pre-tape Vacuum promo. It says, I knew I shouldn't have been your friend, Nikki, but now I am going to show you what I really am and stuff. It's like, whatever. You know? It's and yeah, so instead of like something in the ring or actually having her there, they just decide to just do a dumb pre-tape promo. I don't know. The main event: Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre defeated the Usos because of distraction. All the men's war games got involved except Roman and Lesnar. Logan Paul rolled up Jimmy after he got distracted for some reason, whatever. The match was whatever. I didn't hate this match, but I didn't really care for it much. Then Roman Reigns came out. He came out to even the odds. But even though, like, why would he even the odds when, like, he's like, shouldn't the baby faces shouldn't the heels outnumber the baby faces? Like, why is the baby faces outnumbering the heels for a little bit? You know what I mean? How does that make any sense? Shouldn't it have been the other way around where Brock comes first, then Roman? Maybe that would have saved up from the eventual fall he had. Okay. The best thing that happened on the show. Literally, the best thing on this show. Brock Lesnar. He showed up after everybody, right? He did his fucking entrance. You know how he does the fucking, the jog and then, like, the stomp and then the pyro? He literally fell. He fucking slipped and fell after freaking doing his fucking entrance taunt. Fell flat on his ass. And he fucking like just laughed and also like you can tell he kind of felt embarrassed, but at the same time he's like, hey, that's funny. And he, to sell it, like he put the fucking hat, cause he got a little pissed. You can tell he's a little pissed cause he doesn't want that shit. He put that fucking hat on Braun Breaker's like, hey, what do you have from me? And then got ready to fight. It was funny. Obviously, this was not fucking planned. And sadly, it was the best thing on the show. Brock Lesnar falling flat on his ass. Like this garbage show. But that was the best thing on the show. Seeing Brock Lesnar fall. It's kind of like how this show fell from glory to be a garbage show. Fell flat as an ass. Brock Lesnar, so then the heel war games, they're, getting ready to fight the men. I feel like this should be like the other way around. Because shouldn't the babyfaces be ready to fight together, assembling together as one, right? Or whatever. And again, they're having the heels like run away, which shouldn't it be the other way around? I don't know. It's just like, do you not know how to put babyfaces and heels anymore? I don't know. I'm trying to say something. Oh yeah, so they basically proceeded to do what they did last week. So unfortunately, this was a rehash of last week, but except they literally just brawled for like 30 seconds because they ran out of time. Yeah, they literally cut the show right as soon as Lesnar and the heels, the bad guys, got in the ring to brawl with Roman and, baby faces. And the show ends like that. It just ends like straight right after Brock Lesnar and everyone like brawling with each other. Really? You literally really? It doesn't help. Like, what's left? To be fair, what's left for them to do after what happened last week? But at the same time, shouldn't have it feels like what they should have done is like, unless what they should have done is like last week, Lesnar shows up, but then this week Reigns should have showed up to even the odds. Because that's like, to me, they felt like they blew their wad because it was not only in that Madison Square Garden last week, and I don't know. Like, was there any creative ideas they could have done this week to try to make like something exciting and like make a reason like, yeah, what's gonna happen at War Games? Because they basically just did the same thing last week, but at the same time, it was like, compared to last week, it's shit because they literally cut the show right as soon as they were brawling. So much for, you know, no time limits on Netflix, and not only that, like, why should we care? You know? Whatever. What a joke. What a lame way to end the show. Because, like, I understand, like, okay, you want to have a hard way to end the show, but at the same time, you literally just started a brawl. Are you really think that's gonna make me intrigued to like tune in the show now? I mean, you're lucky that. I mean, listen, I'm sure the men's War Games match is gonna be great. I do think so, but at the same time, like whatever, you know, it's not gonna be like the story hasn't been much. Like, oh, they hate the Vision. Okay, whatever. Whoop-de-doo. So does everybody. What's the fucking difference? You know. I don't know. I mean, why do they all hate the Vision? I mean, Roman, maybe it makes a little sense because, you know, whatever, associated with Rollins and shit, but he already beat them all. Why are we continuing this shit? I don't know. It's like, but really, are we doing this whole shit where there's, you know, dissension with each other? But yeah, so much for dissension, so much for, like, them having issues with dissension. You don't see it show like, oh, like, maybe the whole idea of dissension, it leads to the babyface is getting beat down, and then it leads to heel standing tall heading into War Games. We don't even see that shit. Like, could you have done that at least for God's sakes on this show? Like, you want to talk about this, even though that is the most stupidest, most predictable garbage that you always do with this whole, oh, can they coexist? It's the most repetitive goddamn story you always do. And I think they've done that every fucking year since this War Games has started for the main roster. Like, if you've seen past War Games matches, they have done that all the fucking time. But at the end of the day, if you're gonna do that, can you at least show it? Can you actually, like, play it into, like, where maybe in the main event segments, instead of cutting off the show, you could have shown, like, there's the center with the baby faces, and at least ultimately the heels taking them down. And then it's like, are the heels gonna fucking stand tall again at War Games? Or the baby faces will actually overcome the odds? I don't know. In my opinion, Team Lesnar should win at War Games. It's about time the heels win for once, and not only that, like, kind of compared to the heels, they're much more intriguing, like, more believable team to win than fucking the baby faces, if we're all honest. But yeah, that's my thoughts on War Games, or I mean, that's my thoughts on Raw. Overall, this show fell flat on the ass, just like Brock Lesnar. Garbage. Brock Lesnar falling was just the funniest thing on the show. Also because it's Brock Lesnar. Like, Brock Lesnar, the fact, like, it's like he's also having the time of his life. It's fun. It's funny. I mean, who would have cared if it was like fucking like Okiwa Tozawa or Carmelo Hayes? It was just like, ha ha, what an embarrassment. This guy sucks. With Brock Lesnar, it's hilarious because Brock Lesnar fucking rules and is such a fucking charismatic individual. It's funny and exciting seeing that because it's Brock Lesnar. Who the fuck would care if it's like any other jobber? It's still embarrassing, but it's funny. You know, because, you know, oh, Brock, it's, you know, so awesome. But other than that, man, this show sucked. Yeah. This show should, I mean, it definitely fell from the grace of, it fallen from a great show, from once a great show to just literally be an ass show, that's for sure. Anyways, this was the true go-home show, because the go-home show they have for SmackDown is already pre-taped, and it looks like garbage. Until then, I mean, I'm gonna put a lackluster effort review for a SmackDown review where I'm gonna record. But other than that, until then, I wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving if I don't make any videos or whatever. Tune in also for a special Modern Romance this Thursday. Watch it when you're free. Don't watch it when you're with family. But I do actually, me and my buddy Emery filmed a Modern Romance episode for the month of November, so look out for that. Until then, I'm just keeping it real. Get your games closed magnetically inspired to make some bitches go oh shit on the big black couch. Keep drinking your clothes magnetically. Till next time. Until next time, everybody. Peace. Yeah, bye. Well, I should do better. Until next time. Peace. Yeah, bye. Fuck this show. And, fuck Carmelo. Oh, but you're racist. I'm a racist on Monday Night Mangle. Ha ha, one of the toys.